I didn't even make eye contact with her. I said, you are not going to look at me in my eyes when I'm sitting on this table with my balls out. You're not going to look at me in the eyes and for free? You're going to pay me to see my nuts? Hey, what is going on, Scatterbrains? Thank you so much for coming back to another episode of Brilliancy. My name is Travis, and I felt like I wanted to try a series. Now, if you see this and the title has a series name, then that means I'm going to be consistent with it. But if you don't, you probably never see this part of the video. I wanted to start doing some review videos of some medical procedures that I have had over the past year and some change. And I felt like we would start on a lighter note. So this is going to be my vasectomy story. All right, so let me just go ahead and preface this by saying there's probably going to be a whole lot of information given in this video. Information that you didn't ask for, information that you didn't want or need about me and my personal life and my genitalia. Sorry in advance. All right, this video is not for children, but if a child watches it, I ain't got nothing to do with that. But this video is for informational purposes to give other men out there, and I guess some women, just a first-hand account on what it was like for me to have my nuts cut, okay? All right, so let's take it on back. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know, back in 2017, me and my wife had our first child, my daughter Tegan, and we recorded videos and we posted them to this channel about the struggles with infertility that we had at that time. My wife suffers from endometriosis, and it's something that she knew about prior to us getting together. We just weren't aware of the severity of how much it was going to affect, you know, her getting pregnant. We didn't know, because you don't know what you don't know. A lot of the changes that we have made over the course of us being together were really because of her having endometriosis. So if you want to know what endometriosis is, you got to go Google that. I could give you a very basic, I don't really know nothing about it, definition, but just know it's really painful, and it has to do with, like, go Google it. I'm just not even gonna try, just go Google it. So we got married in 2015. We knew that we wanted to have kids, you know, pretty much immediately, and we obviously started trying, and, you know, nothing happened. We got into 2016. My wife went on, I think she went on fertility treatments. I don't remember the order. You'd have to go back and look at those fertility videos, or the infertility video we posted, to know exactly the order. But my wife had been on infertility medicine, you know, to try to get pregnant and all this kind of stuff. It wasn't until I think the medicines weren't working that she had a ultrasound, and she discovered that, no, this is what happened. So, and this is all over the place. Y'all know I don't write anything down. My wife has ovarian cysts, okay? And we knew she had ovarian cysts prior to us getting married. The reason we found out, here comes TMI alert, TMI alert. The reason we knew she had ovarian cysts was because there was a time when we were fornicating, because we weren't married yet. We were engaged, but we weren't married. And we were doing it, you know, I was trying to think of a cute way to say it, but, you know, I'm just gonna be honest, we were doing it. And I did something, I hit her with a move, and she was like, oh, and this wasn't a pleasurable, oh, it wasn't like, oh yeah, Travis, you doing it. It was like, something might be wrong. Something might be wrong. She says she's in pain, and not like pleasurable pain, like she's in pain. And you know, we kept trying to finish what we were doing, and she just was like, oh my God, like, oh, like she was in pain. It's so much information for this video. And that was the first time. And then, like, another time we were doing it later on, I can't believe I'm actually saying this on the video, but, you know, hey, information. We were doing it again, and I did a move, and it was an even worse. Oh, it was worse. Like, to the point where we had to stop, and she was doubled over in pain in the bathroom. And I remember I called her mom. I was like, which is a terribly awkward conversation to have, to be like, hey, we were just doing it and now she's in pain. But I took her to the ER. They did an ultrasound and found that she had ovarian cysts, and that he said I ruptured it. He said when you get something up there and it's banging around, it's possible to rupture an ovarian cyst. And of course, we didn't know she had them, so didn't even know that was a thing. But yeah, so I made it rupture in the process of what we're doing. Okay, so now we know she has ovarian cysts. We get married. She's not getting pregnant. She takes fertility medicine, not working. She goes to get another ultrasound, and we find out that she has ovarian cysts on her fallopian tubes. And to understand the basic anatomy of a woman, this is really about to be like a real bootleg explanation. The ovaries, I'm about to say the ovarians. The ovaries drop the egg travels down the fallopian tube into the openness of the woman. And that is where it can be fertilized, I guess, by sperm. I don't know. Most of y'all know what I'm trying to say. But where her ovarian cysts were, they were blocking both of her fallopian tubes. So that is why she wasn't getting pregnant, because she was not able to release any eggs for my soldiers to go find, because the passage was blocked. So she ended up having to have a laparoscopy surgery, and that is where they went in. They made 2 incisions like in her area, and to try and like get the ovarian cysts off. Fortunately, they were able to get one side cleared, but they were not able to get the other side cleared, because I don't remember whether it was left or right, but wherever the side that they weren't able to get clear, wherever the cyst was, it was really close to another organ. This is all from memory. It was a long time ago. It was too close to an organ. They didn't want a chance messing something up. So they were at least able to clear up one. And they knew they cleared it because they shoot like a dye or something down the tubes to see if it comes out on the other end. So given that, we knew that she had like a 50% chance to get pregnant. Clear that we have 2 children now. You know, it all worked. We got pregnant with Tegan not too long after that. And then, of course, you know, Carter was a slip up. So we now have 2 children. And Carmen's pregnancy with Tegan was good. Her delivery was rough. Carter was the opposite. She had a rough pregnancy and a very easy delivery. Carter was in and out. Like he was out really, really quickly. And during Carter's pregnancy, he sat on her sciatic nerve, which caused a whole lot of issues. And so Carmen had pretty much made up her mind that she didn't want to have any more children. I was okay with 2, very grateful to have 2, but I could have did a 3. I could have been okay with 3. But of course, I'm not the one that has to carry them. That's not really my decision. That is, my wife has the final say in, you know, what she's going to do with her body. So she made the decision that she didn't want to have any more children. So we started having talks about like, what are we going to do to not have any more children? And initially it was a complete no for me when it came to a vasectomy. I said, nobody is chopping my nuts. It's not gonna happen. No. The mere thought. I hate even going to get a physical and they have to do the check where they look to the side and cough and then they rub them to check for bumps and all that kind of stuff. I had my first panic attack, completely off topic, scatter brilliancy. I had my first panic attack in high school. I think I might have told this not too long ago, during our sex ed class where they passed around the fake balls and we had to do a testes exam on the fake balls. I had a full-blown panic attack. I didn't notice what it was then, but I had a panic attack that day because I'm just very particular about like my nuts. Okay. So I was like, no, I'm not getting a vasectomy. It was a hard no in the sand, hard no. And she was initially like, well, I guess you're not just be getting my tubes tied then, since you won't get a vasectomy, yada, yada, yada. Over time, I can't really say what changed my mind, but I think I might have saw a couple of videos, because initially I would try to go look up what the process was like and how it actually is done. And I was even further turned off, like, nope, not for me, not happening. Nope. It was like, it's not going to happen. But, you know, I grew up, as you should, and I matured, and, you know, I'm a dad of 2 now. I looked at it as my wife had the surgery initially, the laparoscopy, so that we could even have kids in the first place. The least I could do is have a surgery as well. But we didn't arrive at that decision so quickly. And like I said, initially it was a no, and then over time I started changing my mind. So in the interim of her having Carter, I think we started off using condoms. After Carter was born. But, for those of y'all that engage in those type of activities, condoms are not they're not the most comfortable thing in the world. So she decided that she was going to go get an IUD. And of course, I don't really know what that means. I see the little diagram when we're going to her pregnancy checks of like this little apparatus with some strings or something. Like, I don't know what any of that is. Okay. But it's birth control. It's birth control that they put up in a woman, and it does something. It keeps her from dropping eggs. I don't know. Okay. This is so not medically correct, but y'all get where I'm going, right? Cool. So she got an IUD. I was not aware how an IUD would affect me. Okay. So we started off with condoms. She went to get an IUD, and the first time we tried to do it after she got the IUD, I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? What is that I'm feeling? That does not feel good. It feels like something is poking me down there. Like, what is going on? Like, I was like, nah, I don't like this. I don't like this. I didn't like it at all. It was very, very uncomfortable for me. So she said, well, the doctor said, like, if you can feel it, then she can go back and get the strings trimmed or something. You can get them cut short or whatever. So Carmen went back and got the strings cut shorter. And I was like, okay, cool. Strings are short. Cool. I am not even like halfway in, and boom, it happens again. I'm like, oh no. Like, I'm still feeling these, and I'm not even like, we're not even all the way, like, what's going on? Like, this is not comfortable. This is so uncomfortable for me. Like, the feeling of just being poked, it's like somebody's up there waiting for me, and every time they see me, like, and I just no. So then I started putting back on a condom to create a barrier between myself and these strings that were just kind of hanging out in her. And we knew we couldn't do that forever. So at that point I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get a vasectomy. And when I made the decision, I was terrified. Because that year was my first year of surgeries, period. I had my eye surgeries that year prior to 2022? I think, or this happened in 21. I can't remember. But earlier that year was the first time I had ever had surgery. Never had a surgery. And this was a surgery where I was put under and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm already like iffy about surgery. And now I'm having to go back for another surgery to deal with my stuff. I'm like, I'm comfortable. I'm even kind of uncomfortable even thinking about the process right now. But I was like, Travis, she had her surgery. It's time for you to have yours. It's the least you can do. Neither one of y'all want to continue wearing condoms. The IUD was affecting her in ways that we didn't even know, because she developed acid reflux, and it was terrible watching her go through that. And then we came to find out the IUD was what caused the acid reflux. And it's like, how does this thing cause acid reflux? Like, she had acid reflux so bad. And then once the IUD came out, it all went away. And then we did some research on it and found out the Mirena, because that's the one that she had, was linked to acid reflux. And it's like, it's amazing how many things happen based off these things that are supposed to help you, but then they cause a whole bunch of other issues. It's insane. So I made my appointment to go get my vasectomy. When you go into your first appointment, it's very, very quickly. He asked me a bunch of questions like, how old are you? How many children do you have? Are you sure this is what you want to do? Because I was young. Well, I am young, I guess you consider. I guess most guys don't get vasectomies at this age. I'm 35 now, so I haven't gotten it when I was 34, 33, 34. I don't remember. But it's not common for younger guys to get vasectomy. So, you can make sure that you know what you're doing. This is what you want to do. Have y'all tried other stuff? Yada, 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 blah, 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 bloop. And then he's like, okay, well, drop your drawers. And I'm like, you got to check my balls too? Like, ugh. And so I guess he had to check and make sure that the canvas was going to be right for the surgery and all that kind of stuff. And then they scheduled me out like 6 to 8 weeks. It was a while. Okay. So we had a beach trip. I was like, I'm gonna live my life at this beach because next week they're cutting my balls and I don't really know what to expect. Okay. The day of the appointment comes and I am just terrified. Terrified. You have to have somebody to drive you and somebody, drive you back from the appointment. You can't drive. You're not supposed to be lifting anything, all of that kind of stuff. And Carmen drove me, of course. And I feel like I have an eyelash in my eye and it's bothering me so bad. It's crazy. But so she drove me to the appointment. She waited outside. She didn't come in. And so this is how getting your vasectomy goes. Okay, guys, listen up. The particular place that I went to, they give you self-administered laughing gas. Hear me correctly. Self-administered laughing gas. And I have videos because I like to film stuff. You ain't gonna see none of my stuff, but I took videos. And she said, yeah, so I'm gonna give you this tube and you take deep breaths. It's almost like a medical hookah, if you will. I don't smoke hookah, but I mean the tube, kind of like a hookah, but it was really big though. And she said, take as much as you want and you'll feel yourself when you're going up. So I'm laying back on this table and I'm just hitting this device, like like I am hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. And I'm like, nothing's happening. I don't feel no kind of way. And then I hit it again. Shirt that says nutless. And oh, I felt like I was floating with the clouds and the birds. I was high as a kite. And at that point I was like, oh, I feel it now. She said, don't overdo it. Oh, I was so high off that laughing gas. And I wasn't even thinking about like, oh my gosh, like are they gonna check how much I took and I'm gonna get billed for like you took X amount of this of the laughing gas, so we gotta charge you. I didn't think about nothing like that. I just thought about I am laying on this table, balls out. I need to be as comfortable as possible. So I'm taking the laughing gas or whatever, and then the doctor comes in and they put this triangle thing over my business. And so it's like you just boom, everything is out except for the triangle because they cover you with the blue tarp, whatever it's called. And then he threw my thing up and out the way. He threw it up out the way, so the only thing out is my nuts. And like he's wiping everything down with iodine and all that kind of stuff. And he was like, how did he give me numbing cream? They give you numbing stuff. I don't remember exactly how they give it to you. I don't think it was a shot directly down there, but I was visiting, somebody in the sky, so I couldn't tell you exactly. But they numb you up and everything, iodine, and then they like give you time for that stuff to take. And so I'm just in there, and you keep the thing, at least it's at this location. I don't know about everybody else. You keep the thing and you can just take it as much as you want to. And he was like, all right, I'll be back in a little bit. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I hear a knock at the door and I hear a female's voice. And she's like, hello, are you Mr. Thompson? And I'm like, oh my gosh. This is what I'm thinking to myself. I didn't say this to this lady. I don't know who she is. I didn't even make eye contact with her. I said, you are not going to look at me in my eyes when I'm sitting on this table with my balls out. You're not going to look at me in the eyes and for free? You're going to pay me to see my nuts? So I didn't even look at this lady. I didn't look at her. No. Because I'm like, I'm just laying on the table. Balls out. And there's a random woman in this room who's not my wife. It's been a long time since the woman who's not my wife seen my balls. It's been a long time. Oh, I'm so childish. I don't know who that lady was. I don't know who that was. I don't know what she looked like. I don't know her ethnicity. I don't know her height. I did not make eye contact with that lady. I'm not about to look at you. Nuts out on the table. What? So she came in. I don't know what she dropped off. I don't know what she did. I don't know why she was in there. But yeah, because she wasn't the first nurse that brought me in. Because the first nurse was a little bit older. And she was like, oh, my son was just in here the other day getting his vasectomy, him and his wife. She had her tubes tied and they came undone and ended up having an extra child more than what they wanted. So he knew that he needed to come in here and get his vasectomy. Oh, it's going to be easy. It's going to be real quick. And I was like, oh, okay, no, okay, Margaret, thank you. And yeah, so the other lady, whoever that mystery woman was, I hope I never find out who she is. Because I don't ever want to be out in the store. She was like, I saw your balls on that table. I don't want that. I don't want that. So she comes and brings something and she leaves. Doctor comes back in. Mind you, I am still floating up there. I'm still up there. I am going to stay up there as long as I have to. And he was like, all right, so do you want me to talk to you or do you want me to be quiet? I was like, talk to me and then buy me a cigarette afterwards. Have a conversation with me. I don't want to just be in this room with the buzzing machine with the laughing gas and whatever you about to do down there with your handy mandy tools. I don't know what's about to happen, Bob the Builder. I just need you to talk to me. Keep me preoccupied. Real cool guy, said he had his done. I'm sure he didn't do his own, but he was real cool. And being high definitely made a difference. And so he gets to cranking and cutting and all this other kind of stuff. And, you know, just to be transparent, you feel a little pressure. And I felt a little pressure initially, but I didn't feel pain initially. And so he's doing his thing and and you start smelling something and it smells like something's burning. Something's burning down there. What you cooking on the grill? Something's burning. But it was whatever that thing is that I don't know. I'm not even about to try to. Y'all want to see how I am with medical stuff. He cut the tube that carries the stuff. He cut that and he burned it. At least that's what it smelled like. He was having a whole fish fry down there. But he didn't have the fish fry because I didn't stink. Well, I shouldn't say that. But he cut it and he was like, all right, we're done with that side. And I was like, that side? I was like, dang, Travis, you got 2 of them. Y'all, I forgot I had 2 balls. And just in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is going nice and smooth. He done cut, burnt. He done did the thing. He's done. Me thinking like, I got one thing and that's all there is to handle. It's like, no, fool. You got 2 balls that both carry materials to the thing. You see what I'm like? I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot I had another one. I don't know if it was because I was high, but I forgot I had 2 balls. I just, you know, I didn't think I had one, but I forgot I had like. So he was all right. So now we're gonna do the right side because he did my left side first. So I'm like, oh well, left side was cool. He got to working on that right side, and y'all, I felt that pain in my back, The pain just shot through. Oh, that was the most painful part, transparently speaking. He gave me some more numbing medication and I could still feel it. He was like, I don't know what it is about your right side, but your nerves on your right side are serious. Like, I guess, hood breakdown coming. I guess my nerves are so that I needed more so I wouldn't feel the okay, y'all follow me? Cool. So he gave me more numbing medication. He said, I've given you probably twice the amount that a normal person needs on your right side in order to get the right side done. But once he got the medicine in there, because when he did it and I started to feel the pain, I was like, oh. I was like, oh, I know what that means. And I was like, I knew what that probably is real inappropriate to be doing on this video. I probably shouldn't, whatever. But yeah, I felt pain. I took a draw. That's what they call it. Say take a draw. So I took a draw of the medication, and the one, but he was like, yeah, I think you're good. You don't have to take no more. I guess he saw I was really enjoying the trip, but he was like, yeah, you good. You don't need no more. But yeah, he finished. He stitched me up, and that was that. All in all, the procedure probably was 15 minutes. 15 minutes. He talked to me the whole time. He talked to me, y'all. He didn't buy me no cigarette after, but he talked to me. We talked about family. We talked about going to Las Vegas. Just random stuff. It kept me from being too focused on, hey, this man is staring at your nuts and he is slicing and dicing them so that you can't have no more kids. So that was really good that he took my mind off of it. And I had to, get myself together. I was still numb, so I didn't really feel anything. But the walk out is kind of weird. I did I make a follow-up appointment? I think I had to make a follow-up appointment. Or did I? I can't remember. But the walkout was weird because I'm like, okay, am I wobbling? Do I weeble wobble up out of here? Because I don't want my nuts to clickety clack against anything. But I got in the car and Carmen was just smiling. She should be smiling. All that I had to go through. That man in there slicing and dicing me. But on Amazon, I found something that'll really help, and I'll link it down in the bottom. Somebody ordered some DoorDash. Must have. But it's these underwear called undies, and they come with these pouches in the front, and it comes with 2 ice packs, and you put the ice packs in the freezer, and there's like it's malleable, I think that's the word, and the ice packs can move, and you just switch them out, and you can slide it right down in there. And that helps with the pain because you want to keep ice on them. Sometimes they say peas, but the undies were great because I could position them exactly the way I needed to. I kept a pillow on top of me because my kids are crazy and I didn't want any of them to land on me. I think I just took like Tylenol for the little pain that I did feel, and all the pain that I did feel afterwards was on my right side because of how difficult it was with the nerves and the tissue and everything for my right testicle. So I don't remember having to go back for a follow-up, but what you do have to do, I think 60 days out, is they order you this test for you to do an at-home sperm check. That was another thing. I was so concerned, and we about to get real graphic, okay? I was so concerned about what the first time of the volcano erupting was going to feel like. I was real concerned. So I told Carmen, I said, hey, this first time, I'm gonna just need to be by myself. Okay? I'm gonna just need to be by myself. Just leave me to it. I'm gonna handle myself. Cause I'm trying to see like what this is gonna be like. Is it gonna feel the same? Is it going to be pleasurable? Like, what are we doing here? What's going on? These are all the questions that I know guys want to know. That's why I'm giving y'all all this information, which I know is too much, but that's why I'm giving it, because these are the thoughts that went through my head. Like, what is it going to be like? And I'm not gonna give you a play-by-play, but it wasn't bad. It was normal. It was a normal sensation. It felt the same. It looked the same. Just that's a question I know you had. You wanted to know. It looks the same. And so after that, I was like, okay, because you have to wait a certain amount of time before you ejaculate again. And I waited the time plus some, I think. But I was like, okay, this isn't bad. I can handle this. And, life has been good ever since. I did my at-home test. It came back as 0. So that means that there's no soldiers coming out of here. I don't know if it's possible for things to refuse. I think there's always that percentage, but I think it's a very, very low percentage. We made it thus far without her getting pregnant again. So I would say that things are going good because Lord knows I've been shooting that club up. Shooting it up. Well, I guess I'm really not shooting. I've been blanking it up. Okay? This video is gonna get flagged. This video is absolutely gonna get flagged. Absolutely, I'm ready for it. But yeah, she hasn't gotten pregnant thus far, so I would say it's been a successful vasectomy. But all in all, if I needed to do it all over again, would I do it all over again? Yeah, I would. The little bit of pain that I felt was not enough for me to be like, never again, never again. You know, some women, I guess they feel like that with labor. It wasn't nothing close to that. So if you're a guy and you are considering a vasectomy, if you're able to get a vasectomy, I say go ahead and do it if it's, you know, what you and your partner really, really want. And hey, and let me tell you this, mine was free. Hey, hallelujah. Because I was nervous. I was like, Lord, I got eye surgery bill. I'm about to have a vasectomy bill. And they never sent me a bill. And I'm the kind of person, like, I just can't go without you sending me a bill. I need some information. So I called them. I was like, hi, yeah, I had a vasectomy back in June. I haven't received any bill to pay, you know, da-da-da. And she was like, well, let me check. And she checked and she was like, oh, it looks like we actually owe you. Hey, Holly, they owe me money for like the co-pays that I had paid for those 2 times when I went for the initial consultation and the day of, because insurance covered everything because I had already had my eye surgeries and I had met my deductible. So my vasectomy was free. That made it even worth it. Made it worth it even more. A free vasectomy. So yeah. But the actual cost of it wouldn't have been that bad, but I'm just glad I didn't have to pay it. But definitely a good decision, especially for planning families and everything, you know, with women's rights. It's a whole lot of conversations going on about that. Men, it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't make you less of a man because I'm still doing what I got to do. I'm just not creating any children anymore, and that's okay. All right. If you have any other questions about the process, if something's kind of still like in your mind, you ever wonder about something, just drop it down in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer. For the most part, as long as it's not inappropriate. But yeah, all in all, the vasectomy was fine. It was fine. It's nothing to be afraid about, nothing to be scared about. Go get you a vasectomy. Vasectomy is for all. All right. And this has been the first episode of let's just be honest, okay? Make sure y'all rate, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Let me know what y'all think. Well, I don't know if I want to know what y'all think, but I guess y'all can leave me y'all thoughts down in the comments. But my name is Travis. Thank you so much for watching Scattered Brilliancy, and I'll be seeing y'all on the next episode. Peace.